What's up? This is a beginner tutorial on how to do a Rubik's Cube. This is an intuitive method, so some other YouTube videos out there, they'll teach you how to do, solve a Rubik's Cube, but they have a lot of algorithms you have to memorize. And this is just a simple way to solve a Rubik's Cube using an intuitive method. Alright, so, ready? Step 1. You want to align the cube so that white is on top. Okay, now each of these squares in the middle, that represents the color of the side. So this would be the white side, since the middle square is white. This would be the orange side, etc. And we're just going to want to align it so that the top is white, the bottom is yellow. Alright? So the first step is we're going to get a yellow cross. So if this was the cube, it's aligned to the white side up, yellow side down, and we're going to want to make a yellow cross on the bottom. So to do this, we're going to take a mixed up cube, and so the first thing you do is you want to find the pieces that are yellow and another color. And so like right here we have a red and yellow piece, for example. So we want this to be in this spot right here, between the red center and the yellow center. So we're going to want to get this piece down here. So the easiest way to do this, you just take this piece and slide it over so that the red sides line up, and then you can just turn it until it's on the bottom. So all we did there was we took the red piece, aligned it with that, and turned it to the bottom. So that's the first part of our cross. Now over here, we just got lucky, and we had the yellow and the orange. Those are already lined up. So now we have two parts of the cross already solved. So we just need the green and yellow piece right here, and the blue and yellow piece right here. So we find a blue and yellow piece, it's right here. So we're going to need this piece to go down here. So the easiest way to do this, now you check first, you look, and that's not lined up because the blue and the yellow conflict. So you want the blue to be with the blue and yellow on top. So the easiest way to do this is you just turn it to the side. Alright? So all we did was we just turned it down so they lined up. Now when we did that, it messed up this part of the cross. So when we turn it down, that red and yellow piece moved down to here. So you got to keep that in the back of your memory. So once we turn it down to get the blues lined up, you move the blues into place, and now you always have to move it back so that the red and the yellow realign. So you want to get that back. So now we have three parts of the cross done. We have the red and yellow, blue and yellow, and orange and yellow. So we need the green, since this is the green side. Green and yellow right there. So that piece happens to be right here. So the yellow and green don't line up, so we're just going to take it to the side. So it's right here. Turn it down. Now when we did that, remember, we moved the red and yellow out of the way. So once we move it down, you move the green into place, and then the red and yellow back. And so then we have the solved cross. All the colors lined up, and don't worry about any other pieces for now.
Okay, so by this time you should have a yellow cross, and they should all be lined up here. So each of these edge pieces matches the yellow and the green. Okay, so the next step, the next part is to line the corner pieces up with the edge and the center. So this is what you would have when you're done. You only solve 3 of them, so we have these 3. So for this cube, what you want to do is take this cube right here. So it is yellow, green, and red. So we know we want it to be between the yellow, green, and red centers. So we know that this cube right here goes right here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to bring that cube over to the spot where you want it to go. So you just put it in the top layer, and you just bring it right over where you want it to go. Okay, so you notice if we just bring this cube straight down right here, that everything's lined up and it all works. But the problem is you mess the cross up when you do that. So what we have to do is we have to move it out of the way over here, put this side up, and then slide it back in, and then bring it down. And now it's all lined up. Now, notice, same thing, I just put it back. So we're here and it works. So, but notice when we move it out of the way, we can't move the corner to this spot because it's not really out of the way. Because we're still going to move this face and then it goes back here, and you're not moving it out of the way. So the first thing you do is put it right over where it goes. You have to make sure you move it out of the way this way. Then slide this part up, then put it back, and then move it down. And it solves this corner. Now, so we'll just do another corner. Let's take this one right here. Now, this one, so the first thing you do is you put it in the top layer and you put it over where it needs to go. So yellow, orange, and blue needs to go between the yellow, orange, and blue center. It needs to go right here. So you put it over where it needs to go. Now, you notice if we just bring it straight down, it's not solved because it's not turned properly. That's where it needs to go, but it's not rotated properly. So what you have to do is you basically have to do the move that we just did twice. So what you do is you'll move it out of the way, bring this up, but this time we want to put it in the back corner. So we want to put it back here. Go one more time and then bring it down. So we didn't mess our cross up, and now we rotated this corner. So when we bring it straight down now, we can see that it's solved. So again, we do the same thing we just did. Move it out of the way, bring this side up, slide it in, and then bring it down. And you solved the other corner. Now, so right now we solved this corner right here, and that was an accident, so don't worry about solving the edge piece with it. Just all we're focusing on right now is the corner pieces. So we solved this corner piece, and we've got this corner piece, and they're solved. Now, so on the bottom you have these two pieces left. So you only want to do one of them. So I'll pick this one because it's already in the top layer. So it's yellow, red, and blue. So this is the yellow, red, and blue centers. So we want the corner to go between those three centers. So we want this cube to go right here. So the first thing you do is you put the cube in the top layer and put it over the spot where it needs to go. Now this move is actually going to be the inverse of the other two moves. So basically it's the same thing. You'll notice if we bring it down this way, it doesn't work. But if we bring it down this way, then it does work. So this time when we move it out of the way, we need to move it to the left and then bring this side up, push it in, and put it down. And then you've got your three corners. So, and it doesn't matter which three you do, but you just want to make sure that you have three done. And then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so just to recap, when the yellow piece is up, that's probably the hardest one or the most confusing. So we're just going to go over that one again. So, same thing. You find this cube needs to go here, because of the colors. So, you put it over where it goes. But, so in order to put it here, you still have to move it out of the way, put it up, but instead of stopping right here, like you would normally if the yellow wasn't up, you have to go one more to the back so that it pulls it down like that. Okay? So then you do the same thing. Move it out of the way, push this up, slide it back in, and then bring it down. So the others are pretty easy. There's another one with the yellow on top, but we don't really need to solve that one because we've already got three. But I'll go ahead and solve it just to show you another example of it. So again, yellow on top, move it out of the way, slide this up, put it in the back corner back here, pull it down. So we're here, move it out of the way, push this up, slide it in, and down. Now, we have all of them solved, but we don't need them all to be solved. That was just an example. So, and we'll go on to the next step.